Oh, good afternoon. Here we are at a wellness gathering, and we're doing a core alignment, taking responsibility for our well-being through the core alignment principles. And we're moving into our mission. And I understand that Lynn has got exciting things to tell us today.
Yeah. Yes, yes. So we are going to continue this conversation of moving into our missions and the things that are important to us and the busyness of life as we take care of our health and our wellness and our well-being. Oh, there's Olive. Yay. So we're going to start with a question. And the question is, what type of weather do you like to get caught out in by surprise?
Ooh.
Speaking of weather. So I'm Lynn and I'm in Calgary, and the type of weather that I like to get caught out in by surprise. Well, I really like it when it's blue sky and then all of a sudden I feel raindrops and it doesn't look like there's any clouds anywhere, but there's usually one little pocket that's raining a little bit. But for the most part, it's summer, it's a summer type weather and it's just an odd type of rain. How about you, Don Marie?
I'm Dawn Marie. I am in Sacramento, California. And the type of weather that I would like, that I love to get caught in, I'm pretty close to you, Lynn. It's been storming here the past couple of days and the sun broke and, everybody got out and ran to the grocery stores. And as I was coming home, it was a little bit of a sprinkle on my windshield. And I was like, yeah, thank goodness. I like
Awesome.
those types of days.
Awesome. Madeline?
I'm Madeline. I'm in Calgary, and the type of weather I like to be caught out in, I think anything that is out of the norm. We have, being Calgary, we have had snow in July. It's a phenomenon, and it's so different that it's enjoyable. Not that having snow in July is a good thing, but just the fact that it is unusual. Another thing that I can remember being in awe of is in a rain, and one side of the street was wet and the opposite side of the street was completely dry. And I had never experienced that before. So just odd weather things that happily Calgary is known for.
Yeah, totally. How about you, Olive?
Hi, my name is Olive and I'm in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. And the kind of weather I like to be caught in is a thunderstorm when I am in the shelter of my covered deck.
Awesome. How about you, Lorraine?
I'm Lorraine, and I'm in Wausau, British Columbia. And the type of weather I like, I'm in awe when I get stuck in it. I think it's after the rainstorm and there's a rainbow that shows in the sky. And sometimes you catch a double rainbow, and sometimes it's a full rainbow, but there's really significant meanings in rainbows. And I'm very in awe of that. Unfortunately, we don't get to see it in this neck of the woods where I'm living now. But on the prairies in Saskatchewan, awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome. Some rainbows. Yes. I like rainbows too. Well, what we're going to be doing today, I'd like to invite you, if you do have a piece of paper and a pen, you might want to take some notes. And I'm hoping we'll get through it in a half an hour. We might go a bit over. But what we are going to do today is we are going to look at what you can do to roll through life, taking the ups and downs with ease and flow. We are going to do a bit of a process that is looking at the wheel of busyness that we have in our lives. And this is a process that is probably in other coaching programs, but we're going to be doing it the core alignment flavor way here. So we're going to be looking at, I'd like you to draw like a donut. You got an outside circle and an inside circle.
And they have to be
And-
perfect circles, eh?
Yeah, and then I'd like you to divide your donut into 6 pie-like pieces.
6 pie-like pieces, 1. Okay.
Yeah.
And they have to be even, symmetrical.
Uh,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So then what we're gonna be looking at are, what are 6 things that you know you could be doing or you are already doing that really support you in moving towards your missions of what you're working on in life. So we'll just kind of go around and maybe share some of those things. So I know one of the things that is in my pie, things that I am already doing or could be doing. Well, what I'm already doing is managing my work in a really successful way. So I'm feeling like I've got a lot of systems in place that help me manage it. So one of my little things is sort of what I call my work and my, my clients. So what is another area? Maybe that's not one of yours, maybe it's something else. So the idea is to get 6 for each of us personally, which could be different, but let's just throw out some areas of life that are significant to you in your missions. Dawn Marie?
You want all 6 or just 1?
Well, let's just, yeah, start with one that gets your attention the most.
Okay, well, right now I am a coordinator or training coordinator for my Toastmasters district, and I'm having to secure trainers for various trainings that are upcoming this month. So finding people to fulfill those roles is what I've been working on feverishly this month.
Got it. Okay, so then that could be one of those little pies.
Mhm.
Okay. How about you, Madeline?
I would say one of my pies is exercise, fresh air, getting out and getting the dog out. So all of the things that, climbing the stairs, when I'm at, the mall, just taking advantage of all the elements of exercise and fresh air. So that's one of my
Okay.
pies.
Okay, cool. How about you, Olive?
Well, fitness is a big part of my circle too, but that's already been said. So the next one I put down was I belong to a couple of book clubs. One is an online book club that I'm the administrator of, and the other one is a group of actual living and breathing friends who get together and discuss the same book. So reading.
Nice. Okay, so reading. Okay, cool. So yeah, so feel free to borrow any of the ones that we've said to fill in your circles. How about you, Lorraine?
Whoops, I just dropped my pen. One of my things, quickly read, is just reading and listening to a lot of very informative podcasts.
Okay. So yeah.
Excuse me, I gotta bend and get my pen.
Okay. Awesome. Well, we're gonna keep going and we're gonna keep adding to this. So the one that comes up for me is health, like when it comes to health and wellness. I've been really focusing on my diet and eating better and making it be a habit. So diet and health and cooking is sort of, that's one of the areas that's been getting my attention. How about you, Dawn Marie?
The same, prepping my meals to be healthier and to give me more nutrients in my daily diet.
Awesome. Madeline?
I'm going to make one of my pies family and
Mhm.
spending time reaching out when I haven't heard from them to just check in and that kind of thing. So I think that I will devote one piece of pie
Okay.
to family.
Okay, cool. Awesome. How about you, Alla?
I'm going to put one of my pieces of the pie to yoga. That's kind of an important part of my health and wellness.
Mhm.
Awesome. Cool. So we've got sort of work and projects. We've got exercise, fresh air. We got reading. I'm going with sort of everything that we got here. Diets and meals and health. We got family. We've got yoga. How about you, Mom? What do you want, or Lorraine? What would you like to?
It's okay, you can call me Mom.
Yeah.
One of my pies is volunteering. Right now, I've instigated an archival volunteer session for in Regina, and I'm sitting here in BC, but we do it by Zoom and email, and I've got now got a committee going, and I've got a project coordinator on site, and things are moving along. So I'm very pleased with the volunteering that I've done over Zoom, and I'm not around to actually physically do it myself, but it's volunteering.
Mm,
Mm.
awesome. Okay, we'll just go maybe another time through and see what we can gather here. So Dom Marie, is there something else that comes up for you?
Yes, purging and organizing my closet.
Awesome. Awesome. Cool. How about you, Madeline? Do you have another one?
I guess because I do have one section that is about, the reading that I'm focused on specifically for work. I mean, albeit, Raspberry Press, but I'm going to say reading and watching podcasts because uh, I have I know there's a lot out there and I would like to spend more time doing that. So that's a kind of a toward thing, a future
Got it.
toward thing.
Got it. Awesome. Cool. How about you, Olive? Anything else come up for you?
The only other thing I can think of is I volunteer as the recording secretary for a couple of organizations. One is my condo board and the other is Beta Sigma Phi.
Okay.
Not big secretarial jobs. We only meet once a month, but still part of my pie.
Got
Mhm.
it. Got it. Okay. How about you, Lorraine? Got another one or?
Yes, I have another one, is communicating. And I've been reaching out to cousins. And since my nephew was into genealogy, and I've got a couple of other cousins that are also in genealogy, I was looking up old pictures of my mother's father and his siblings. And there was 9 of them in the family or whatever. And I have these pictures that I recognize a couple of my uncles, great uncles. And so I've sent these pictures out to my cousins, my first cousins, and the answers I got back, and people are guessing, and it was so heartwarming when I hear from cousins that you don't really know that well, and you just remember them from childhood, but it's communicating with just a couple of pictures and asking to who do you remember in this picture, and getting the conversation going. So it's communicating with people that you don't really normally keep in touch with regularly.
Mhm.
Awesome. All right, well, now just take a look at your pie, and if there are any areas that maybe aren't filled in, you can, fill them in with, other areas that might come up for you, but I think we kind of have enough to go on. Some of them I think are I can resonate to all of them in some way or form. So we're going to just work with that. So with these elements, what is it about these things that are important to you? Don Marie?
Well, what's important to me is making an effort to get it done.
Got it. How about you, Madeline? What's important to you?
What's important to me is feeling the accomplishment of it. I think that's definitely the theme of, you set a goal, you manage to get to the end, or that you're giving your intent, you have your attention on your intention. I think that's all part of it.
Got it. So that sense of accomplishment.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Olive?
Um, I think the thing that makes me get out of bed in the morning. I remember when I first retired, people said, "Well, what do you do all day?" So I thought, gosh, I've got to find a response. I've got to have things that I do that
There are a lot.
I accomplish in a day. So these are things that, yeah, that I accomplish.
Got it. Got it. Well, I often think we are doing something, even if people aren't labeling it a certain way, right? We're so used to labeling it, but there's often things in life that we just have our attention on that are very unique to us.
Yeah.
We each have those things that are important. So that reason to get out of bed and that purpose. Yeah. What about you, Lorraine?
I think it's the same thing as getting excited about it, something that is you're gonna get involved with and see it through, or just get it started. And it's that feeling of an accomplishment of have a purpose and getting out of bed and doing something.
So what is it that matters about this? Like, what is it that really matters, making an effort, having that sense of accomplishment, that sense of excitement, purpose. What is it that really matters to you about this? Madeline?
What really matters about this is that it's for me. I think that's the biggest element, that, we go through a lot of our lives accomplishing things for other people, all the obligations, work, whatever category it falls into. And that's for us, but it's, you have to be under the guise of what their requirements are. And this is under the guise of what my requirements are.
Just answer the door here.
Okay.
Okay. Dawn Marie?
For me, I would have to say being intentional. I've told myself this year that I'm only going to focus on those things that are really important to me. And if I'm going to do it, be very intentional about making sure I get it done. For example, this morning I got up a little bit earlier than normal, and I said, I'm going to get up, I'm going to fix my breakfast, I'm going to do my devotion, I'm really going to be prepared before I leave the house to go work out. And I was able to get it all done. But if I had not been intentional, something else would have gotten in the way. I would have gotten distracted. Something would have gotten left off my list. So just being on purpose and being intentional.
Cool. How about you, Olive?
I get you to repeat the question as I ran to
What is it?
the door there.
Yeah, like what is it that really matters to you most about this? And so Madeline shared that it was mostly, it's really things for her, but then also recognizing all the places where often it's for other people, but a lot of it has to do that it's hers, right? And then Dawn Marie shared being intentional, like it gives her more of that ability to be intentional and on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think it's important to me because it promotes my well-being. When I have things to do and a purpose, I just feel better.
How about you, Lorraine?
Yeah, I quite agree with everything that's being said, and having putting your attention on things that are important to you, it makes you feel alive. It makes you feel positive. It gives you that satisfying feeling, because if you don't, I mean, there's some days that I just want to sit and not interested in anything. And that's not a good feeling. So it gives you gets your blood going and gets your mind going. And that's the feeling I like, being happy about what we're doing.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. That's what I think of it. Just, when I look at those things, I feel kind of turned on to them. Like I light up. So in that little middle section, you're going to be writing some of those things, the being intentional, well-being, being satisfied. You might come up with a word that's very specific, like it might just be purpose or something. But whatever that word is for you, you can kind of hone it for yourself. What is it at your core that really makes a difference with all these elements that are in this outer circle? So what you can do with this is you can take that what's at your core and you can look at it in 3 different ways. So say I decided to focus on family, and I had, being intentional and on purpose in my core. And I would ask myself, what do I see myself doing in regards to this in my life? And how does the word at my core impact this area? And how does the value at my core make it easier to do this? So what I'm going to have you guys do, this will be homework, but you can take what's at your core and reflect on how each one of those little squares is impacted by what's at your core. So with what I've just said, what comes up for you around that? Dawn Marie?
Well, the word that I put in the center was purpose. And it's really ironic that we're talking about that, because I've been trying to figure out, what is my purpose? I don't know. I just retired and decided that I didn't want to have to report into a job, and wanting to do what I want to do and being in control of my own schedule. So looking at these items on my circle is honing in on, it really is my purpose to have each one of these areas be self-sufficient in my life. And it's going to help me to really, really, really identify with why I'm here.
Hmm.
Got it. Got it. And what do you see yourself doing in regards to this?
I would say giving to others, giving back.
Got it. Got it. Cool. Awesome. How about you, Madeline?
Well, I put self-assured in the middle. Because that gave me the feeling of it's for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it reinforces that I know and am confident that if what I'm doing is good and for me. I think that
Cool.
that
Awesome.
yeah. So
And what
however
do you go ahead.
however it plays out in each little
Mm-hmm.
pocket.
And what do you see yourself doing in regards to this?
What do I see myself?
What do you see yourself doing in regards to this?
Doing it with more conviction, I think.
Got it. Got it. Thank you. How about you, Olive?
I put at the center of my well-being. And I think to feel well myself, I think I need to dedicate time and effort to each of these parts.
Cool, cool. And what do you see yourself doing in regards to this?
I see myself working at balance, at not dedicating any excess to any one part. Sometimes one part will take more energy than another. Like sometimes I've got family in there.
Yeah.
Sometimes family will be taking up more of the energy than yoga for sure.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Well, that's
yeah,
where we get sort of a lopsided wheel sometimes. You know, we're
bumps
spending
along,
all this, it's like.
bumps along in its own little pattern.
How about you, Lorraine?
Yeah, I put a lot of things, but I think just trying to be happy and see the brighter side of things and how I'm going to do that is just to make sure that I'm, you know, feel my, reassure myself that life is really joyful, even as you age and you got aches and pains, you can still have a hell of a lot of fun.
And so what do you see yourself doing in regards to this?
I think it's just looking at this whole concept daily, along with what last week's lesson session. It just kind of a reminder that there's ways to keep yourself motivated and doing things intentionally and gaining the vibrations that from it just tickles your spine.
There you go. Awesome. How does it get any better? Yeah, so this is what they call the wheel of business. The wheel of busyness. I mean, at any time you can really go through it that way. It's nice to be led through it one-on-one. Some of these conversations are meant to be done in pairs where you're giving, just with one person. And so it is a nice process to work with another on. But it is something that we can do together as well. And I think because some of those areas of life can be fairly, similar to a lot of people, right? Just maybe with slightly different flavor. So yeah, so this is the wheel of business. So it's keeping what's at the core, and then looking at the other things that are also important and how I might spend my time nurturing those areas. So what will you take with you from this conversation that will support you until we talk again? Lorraine?
What will take I'll take with me from this conversation until we talk again. I think it's a plan. Now I've got it all written down here. I'll review this every morning, and it's like an affirmation. It just it's a good way to start a day.
Some cool. Dawn Marie?
So what I will take away from this that will support me until we meet again is just really taking a look at my values, what's important to me, and making sure that I really stay intentional on getting the things done that I want to get done.
Awesome. Cool. Madeline?
What I will take with me that will support me until we talk again. The idea that these are the values, as was just said, and really it is a shortcut to manifest the life you want. Like it just is the map and the shortcut. So, it can change. Of course it can change depending on where you are in your life, but this is a now kind of shortcut, and it makes it good to review this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Awesome. How about you, Olive?
What has just crossed my mind is that I don't ever want to be so busy that I can't be spontaneous too. My youngest aunt is 81 and she doesn't like the word busy at all. She says we use that word too much as an excuse. So that just came to my mind that I want to still be spontaneous. I should have put that as one of the things in my wheel. Yeah.
Maybe that's the one should be in the middle.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
that's probably what it should be. Yes.
Yes. Well, and because sometimes that word that's in the middle, I've had this process, like I've been coached through this process many times. And often that word at the middle is it's a very core word, and that, you know, that's something to work with. If
Mhm.
spontaneity is one of those things that's just really important, I'd be putting that at the center and just
Yeah.
see how does spontaneity really affect all these areas? You know, how does it feed it, you know? And how does it impact it? And how does adding that spontaneity to those areas impact it as well?
And enhance those areas even.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So how cool is that?
Yeah, very cool. Mhm.
So what else, what will you take with you that'll support you for the rest of your life? Lorraine?
What will take for the rest of my life, support me? I think just everything that's being mentioned there, and as you say, you get new ideas just from your conversation about spontaneity.
Mhm.
You know, we never thought of that until the end of this session, but I think that's an exciting concept as well. Yeah.
And maybe that's the purpose.
Yeah, the purpose.
It sounds exciting. Awesome. How about you, Marie?
What I will take away from this that will support me for the rest of my life is being open. I always go back to authenticity. As long as, I am authentic in who I am and I express that and not be anything outside of what people may think that I am or how they attribute my walk. But I think just having those values within myself to be authentic and to be open is what I'll take away.
Madeline?
What I will take with me that will support me for the rest of my life. I guess the conviction that I have the desire to accomplish these things and to remember that, that there's an awful lot of good things to do and have fun with. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Olive?
I will take with me the thought that there's always room to squeeze another piece of life into that pie.
Yeah, well, what I take with me from this conversation is that it can be done in 35 minutes. It really is, it can be a richer process in some ways, but I just think it's just amazing that we can tap into different weather patterns and have a rainbow come in and
Yeah.
I agree.
so yeah, so I just invite you to kind of look at that center and really refine what that thing is at the core, and then explore those areas that are important. So thank you all.
Well, thank you, Lynn.
Thank
That was
you.
very good. And I'm going to, just a minute here.